Hi everyone and welcome back to the AI language. So Google has recently announced version 2.0 of its popular agent development framework, which is the Agent Development Kit or ADK. This is called the ADK 2.0 Alpha 1 update and it introduces multiple new features. Now, as we all know, ADK is an open source agent development framework from Google that lets you develop and deploy multi-agent systems modeled as workflows and collaborative agent teams. One major update, which is the graph-based workflows, was covered in the last lecture. So you can watch this using the link provided. And here is an example of a graph-based workflow. Essentially, we model functions, tools, and agents into nodes and then connect those nodes using edges to form a full graph-based workflow. And this is how it's done in code. You essentially use these nodes and form the edges like so, and this forms your entire workflow. But now let's talk about another exciting update, which is collaborative agent teams. And ADK 2.0 introduces this concept. So let's say you have a complex task that cannot be modeled as a workflow and that you need your agent to solve. So for example, you might be planning a trip, and this is one of such tasks which is not strictly deterministic and not a structured procedure. It involves iterative processes with several substantial subtasks. So you might have a travel planner, which is a coordinator agent, and then you need to check the weather, you need to book a flight, and you need to check your itinerary. So ADK's approach to solve this is collaborative agent teams, which is a group of agents that work together with a coordinator agent over here to solve such complex tasks. If you're a developer building multi-agent systems with Google's Agent Development Kit, this is a must watch for you. We're going to break down how this works, a self-managing coordinator agent that automatically delegates tasks to a team of specialized sub-agents. Each has its specific role and it also has a specific mode of operation which is mentioned over here. In this particular example, you have a travel planner, which is a coordinator agent, and ADK injects routing tools automatically with this agents. For example, request task weather checker, request task for flight booker, and for the itinerary agent, which allows this agent to delegate these tasks to these sub-agents. Now, each of these sub-agents is specialized to perform a specific role like weather checking, flight booking, and itinerary management. Each of these agents also has a specific mode of operation, as we just discussed, and we're going to discuss this in more detail in the next table. Alright, so now let's look at this table to understand the three operating modes. To make this system predictable and reliable, ADK 2.0 introduces something called operating modes. You assign these modes strictly to your sub-agents to limit their scope and dictate how they behave. There are three modes that you need to know about. The first is the chat mode, which is also a default mode. And then you have the task mode and the single turn mode. And these are all the features that are available with these modes. So let's go through each of these. In the chat mode, there is full human in the loop interaction. You're basically chatting with the agent, and as mentioned over here, user chats freely with the agent. The agent controls the process until there is manual handoff. Parallel execution in chat mode is not supported because you can't have multiple chats going on with the agent, and the handoff to the parent is manual via transfer. The task mode is the next mode, and this has human in the loop interaction for clarification only. So you've basically handed a task to an agent. Agent asks questions as needed for clarification only. So that's the human in the loop interaction. And the agent controls everything until the task is completed. Again, you cannot have parallel execution over here, and the handoff to the parent happens automatically after the task is completed. Finally, you have the single turn mode. So in this is basically when you want to hand off a task to an agent and let it complete it and then return back to the parent agent. So human in the loop is completely disallowed. There is no user interaction, and this returns immediately after the task is complete. The good thing is that multiple tasks can run in parallel, and the return to the parent is automatic with the result of the task. Now let's look at how this works with the travel planner. So first you have a coordinator agent, which is your travel planner, and this is the root agent that acts as the manager. So when the user asks to plan a trip to Paris, the coordinator analyzes this prompt and decides how to split the work amongst the sub-agents. You simply pass the weather, flight, and itinerary agents into its sub-agents list. Now, one interesting thing over here is that ADK automatically injects routing tools into the coordinator. So under the hood, it is given tools like request task weather checker, request task flight booker, and the third one, which is request task itinerary agent. So these tools are used by the coordinator to delegate work to the sub agents. Now let's look at the first sub agent over here, and this works in single turn mode, and this is the weather checker. So the coordinator agent delegates the weather check over here, and since weather checker is in single turn mode, it operates entirely in the background. So it's a background task. It uses these two tools. So geocode address for Paris and then get weather using the latitude and longitude to fetch the data. Because checking the weather is a straightforward API call, it doesn't need to bother the user with questions, and that's why it's a single turn mode agent. It completes its work and returns the data immediately to the coordinator agent. Next, you have the flight booker, which is running in the task mode. So this is a sub agent to which the coordinator delegates flight booking. Now, booking a flight is complex and it requires specific data. So it can be defined by a strict input schema and an output schema. So because this is in task mode, the agent takes control and is allowed to pause and ask the user clarifying questions like, do you prefer a window or an aisle seat? Now, once it gets this clarifying information, it uses the book flight tool and automatically returns the confirmation back to the coordinator. Finally, you have the third sub agent, which is the itinerary agent that works in the chat mode. So finally, over here, the coordinator delegates the itinerary planning to this particular agent. Brainstorming in itinerary is highly collaborative. So this agent, that's why it uses chat mode for full human in the loop interaction. So it uses tools like search local attractions and chats back and forth with the user. Now control remains with this agent until the user is completely satisfied. So they might ask multiple questions, and once they are completely satisfied, at that point, the agent manually calls complete task to hand control back to the parent coordinator. And finally, you then get the complete travel plan with the itinerary, the booking, the weather check, all done. So now one thing to note over here is that under the hood, there's a lot of transfers and context management that is happening. For a workflow graph, if you use a task agent inside a traditional workflow graph like sequential or parallel agents, the system advances to the next node in the graph once the task is done. In this LLM agent transfer that we discussed over here, if you're transferring from an LLM agent using a request task tool like the one called over here, the sub agent does its job and calls complete task, and the control bounces right back to the originating parent agent, which is the coordinator agent or the travel planner over here. There's also context isolation over here. So if you are running multiple tasks or single turn agents in parallel, they're completely isolated in their own session branches. So they cannot see what their peers are doing, keeping the context windows clean and cheap. So once all parallel branches finish, the parent agent gathers their independent results and decides how to proceed. One thing to note about the task mode agents is that these must be leaf nodes in your workflow. So in the ADK 2.0 alpha release, a task agent cannot have its own sub agents. So that's all there is that I wanted to tell about this new collaborative agent teams feature in ADK 2.0. It's a developing feature, so things might change as we go along. And that's all for this particular lecture, and I'll see you in the next lecture.